Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. You can hold hands. We stand before you, ready to open the gates of marriage to John and Katy. And we ask for your blessings on this occasion as you formalize your love and commitment. With the utmost gratitude, we express our joy. We add our exuberance to yours. We add our love to your love and establish this day in the heavenly chronicles as Katy and John's wedding day. Amen. So welcome, family and friends, and thank you all for making the trip to be here to join John and Katy and they celebrate this moment together. Some of you have traveled from a small distance, and many of you have traveled a long way to be here, but all of you have done what it takes to honor the two of them as they take this ultimate step between one man and one woman. 1 + 1 becomes 1. And not only do you two link your two lives, but you link the lives of your families. So once again, 1 + 1 becomes 1. And all those who have joined us, all the friends have gathered here. This community is one community, a single community. So all is one. Just a few readings that we have, just simple from 1 Corinthians. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. So Katy and John, as you intertwine your love into a brilliant new light, you commence on the greatest adventure humans could ever know. The ceremony on this day does not create your marriage. You create it every day by how you honor it hereafter. Speaking the vows that you will now speak in front of witnesses will not sustain you through all the moments of life. It's how you live up to your own vows all the days to come, even when no one else is around. Exchanging the rings that you will wear on your hands will not link your hearts. Your actions from this day forth will strengthen your bonds and secure your connection through all the uncertainties the future holds. Today's ceremony is but the outward sign of your inward commitment, and in that spirit you are already united. We have gathered here to acknowledge your true marriage, the marriage that dwells in your hearts. Your romance began 9.5 years ago. And at the time, you were a couple of kids hanging out in John's parents' basement. It was right at the beginning. You thought you had it all figured out. And there's nothing like being young, except being young. So when you got to the end of the night, high on the fumes of your newly minted status as a couple, you set off to see what life had in store. You were early on in the adoption of Facebook and became friends right away. Heck, that's what mattered, right? And since then, you've gone on to 2 schools, graduated, created jobs, your own jobs, right out of college, and eventually got real jobs, and then worked your way up and up and up. Do you remember the moment you fell in love? For Katy, it happened early on. It was driving to your place, John. One time, made special by some unknown power, maybe it was the music, Katy had to pull the car over and turn the tunes up. And then screaming at the top of your lungs, you settled your nerves so you could walk into John's and not give away the butterflies in your belly. John feels like you've known each other your entire lives, even though you've been together for only about a decade. Memories of you from middle school and high school still roam around in John's brain. Back then, you didn't interact much. Your presence in one another's experience, but it took a while before you were both ready, or at least before you were both out of high school. And John remembers the time it was clear that you were the one he wanted to be with forever. It happened the year you moved to Florida. It was there that you ended up spending most of your time killing ants and going to Disneyland, Disney World. Now, after a year of homesickness and longing for your place in the world, and after realizing you would never be true Floridians, you moved back home. And since then, you've have traveled to a ton of states and dealt with joy and loss, with sickness, death, and hospitalization along the way. And through every challenging day, you've continued to choose each other. You've been with one another through highs and lows. You've relied on humor, intelligence, and creating to get you through. Whether times were low or high, you've given one another a renewed sense of purpose. Katy, you've been a rock for John. Even when John was kicking and screaming the last semesters of college, you kept him focused. According to John, you're beautiful. We can see that. Intelligent and funny and creative. And while John describes himself as a big goof who gets by on luck and personality, I think it's a pretty good personality, John, and more than just a little luck. So Katy sees you a little bit differently than you see yourself. Katy describes you as a kid genius. You have answers and anecdotes to go with them. You can open discussions on topics as varied as history, crime, humanity, and even the Real Housewives of New York. Yes, your knowledge is vast, and its breadth is wide. You balance one another. You're two halves of a coin. You love and accept one another. You take each other as you are, and that's important in a marriage, for you want your partner to fulfill himself or herself, to realize their fullest potential possible, and to excel in every positive way. Like, for instance, a Lithuanian boy band with original music written by Katy and dances to be choreographed and performed by John. So you're just about 10 years in, and although you have no idea what the future holds, you're looking forward to a lot of possibilities. Maybe you'll get some babies. Maybe you'll write a personal injury musical. Whatever it is you do, you're prepared to have a fun time doing it. So it is a good thing you're getting married. As you know, marriage is a lifetime commitment. You've already faced challenges, so you have an idea of what's in store for you that way. You've also built a relationship on love and friendship. Your families are behind you. And now, after this brief ceremony, you will enter the grand ballroom where the dance continues for the rest of your lives. Keep in mind that your time here is precious. It's clear you know how to appreciate it. And rest assured that even as outward appearances change, the center holds. Today, you link your lives on earth and in heaven. You're about to share sacred promises. These words have a unique power. They proclaim your love and promises, and with them you lay the foundation of your family. You hereby turn your two lives into one. The moment everything you've wanted is right in front of you. It is now. It is time. Are you ready? Good. Then let's proceed. And we will witness you formally establish your new family when you speak your intentions for your new marriage. So, Katy, do you take John to be your lawful husband, to love him, comfort him, and honor him?
I do.
John, do you take Katy to be your lawful wife, to love her, comfort her, and honor her?
I do.
Now, each of you have written your own vows, so I'm just going to move the mic so we can hear you. First with you, Katy.
Okay. So, hi. I heard somewhere that love is just friendship that has caught fire, and I find that fitting now. I find that fitting and perfect and lovely and magical and cinematic and special and simple and right, like I find you. Like I will find you and promise to cherish you and adore you and honor you and remain loyal to you every day into the day that we die, every day until there are no more days. You are incredibly important to me. We've come so far. We've grown so much together. And I'm crazy proud to be standing here, feeling your heart beating in mine in front of all of our loved ones. This is a very exciting moment for them. and also for me. You know, I wrote this very last part of my vows in 2016, which was a year and a half before you proposed to me. But I felt it then and I feel it now. And the words are simple, but they couldn't be truer today. So, I vow to talk when you need me to talk, and listen when you need me to listen, and be when you need me to be. For you are mine, and I vow to be yours, because forever and always I will love you.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah, you're telling me. Wow, I didn't expect this to be this hard. This is already the happiest day of my life. Even if it started pouring rain right now, I mean, knock on wood. Kevin, can you knock on that for me? Thank you. This is still the happiest that I've ever been. And I know that it is not the happiest that I ever will be, because we still have an entire lifetime together to make beautiful memories, and I know it's only going to get better and better, because you know me better than anyone in this whole world, and somehow you love me anyway, and you care for me so deeply, and I can feel that in my soul, and I promise that I will spend the rest of my life caring for you in the same way. I know that I can always count on you, and I promise that you will always be able to count on me. And I promise that I will love you from this day until the day that I die, and every single day in between, because you are my soulmate.
It does not get any better than that. Please, you must hold hands now. May I have the rings? So, the vows that you spoke today kind of set the tone for every day to come hereafter. And as you expressed it so well, there's really no beginning or end to this love that you're sharing. And these rings, which are perfect circles, which you'll now wear in your hands, are also emblematic of the vows that you spoke. So as you wear them in all the years to the future and you look at them, let them remind you of those words that you spoke today. So, John, if you'd take Katy's ring and place it on her hand and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
Taking you as my wife and partner.
Taking you as my wife and partner.
Taking you as the woman of my dreams.
Taking you as the woman of my dreams.
Taking you into the center of my love.
Taking you into the center of my love.
Not as good as what you wrote, but hey. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
Taking you as my husband and partner.
Taking you as my husband and partner.
Taking you as the man of my dreams.
Taking you as the man of my dreams.
Taking you into the center of my love.
Taking you into the center of my love.
So you've laid the foundation for this marriage, for this family that you're now creating. So as you move into the future, remember that you always want to stand on your own 2 feet, even as you lean into one another for support. As you go into the future, laugh together, sing together, breathe the same air, write musicals together, Do all the things that you need to do to make this life as wonderful as it is right now. And so we here will support you in that endeavor as you go forward in your lives, your family, your friends, the people who love you. So now, my last obligation that I have by the power vested in me by Katy and John in the state of New York, I can now pronounce you husband and wife and just step aside while you kiss your bride.